Welcome everybody to this amazing exhibition that we have by Lisa Linossi here, Tracing Presence Through Absence. In this exhibition, Lisa invokes thoughts about how we make images that not only articulate loss, but also help us to negotiate it. The loss in her case was of her younger brother and father. Born with Marfan disease, a connective tissue disorder, Lisa's brother suffered a fatal aortic rupture at the tender age of 17, when Lisa was in her second year of studies. Thereafter, her father discovered he had advanced cancer, and he died just over a year later. As many of us do when we've lost a family member, Lisa found herself poring over photographs, including her father and brother. And she also found herself engaging with those few belongings she had of both of them. And it was then that she began to think about what it was about these images and objects that made them so compelling to her. What Lisa was experiencing, she realized, was not simply a sense of how photographs and personal objects may invoke poignant memories, but also recognition of the mechanism they used to do that, one which the famous semiotician Charles Peirce termed the index. Unlike other kinds of signs, indices or indexes are literal physical traces of that which they represent. Things like footprints. Photographic theorists such as Roland Barthes have spoken about how photographs are physical traces of events and not just representations of those events. But Lisa's recognition is that personal objects, items touched and used by the deceased, have this quality of indexicality also. The three works that comprise Tracing Presence Through Absence, Lisa's apt title for her exhibition, explore the link between indexicality, memory, and objects or images. They talk about how, through their indexicality, personal objects and family photographs provide us with a way of remembering the deceased. But images and objects are paradoxical commemorations because they also remind us of loss, as well as how we ourselves are forgetting about our loved ones, how details of them recede as we move on with our lives. Lisa's video, entitled In Death's Door, which you can see on the wall over there, takes as its cue a memory Lisa had of playing in a swimming pool with her brother when she was about 10 and he was about 7. And what he would do is he'd toss small change into the deep end, and then she'd have to pick up as many coins as she possibly could in a single descent to the bottom of the swimming pool. And she began to think about how coins are associated with burial and mortuary rituals. For example, the ancient Greek figure of Chiron, the ferryman, required a coin to ferry souls across the river, dividing the world of the living from that of the dead. In the video, Lisa uses family footage from childhood, as well as footage she shot more recently in Italy, when she went to visit her father's place of birth, to symbolically trace a journey to the afterlife led by a female Chiron, whom she herself plays.
Non mi hai mai insegnato la mia lingua nativa. Non mi hai insegnato nei modi dei tuoi antenati.
In Spectre, the work on this wall here, the long wall, Lisa has produced monotype prints from photographs of her brother and father, coupling these images with cropped photographs of them that have been digitally photographed onto opaque film. Prompted by memories of seeing the lifeless bodies of her relatives, she engages with why corpses or images of corpses unsettle and disturbed. Realizing we see in them premonitions of our own passing, we're also disturbed because we don't know with any certainty what happens to individuals' personalities and life forces contained within them. Seeming out of place, signifiers of a presence that is absent. They're consequently symptomatic of what the anthropologist Mary Douglas called cognitive discomfort. And then finally there's her work, All That Remains, which is on this wall. Here Lisa has made two commemorative structures, one for her brother and on the left and one for her father on the right. Each includes a wall display comprised of photogravure prints, in other words, etchings constituted from photographs, and below it, in the shape of a grave, but reiterating the frames placed around the prints, a container with personal objects. And in the same way that photogravure images are covered in with opaque film that obscures them, the contents of the boxes are partially obscured. Lisa writes in her catalogue about the indiscernibility of the particular photographs and how it refers to physical absence of her loved ones, but also to the ways in which memories of them are gradually deteriorating. In a sense, the work speaks of how we endeavour to keep hold of memories, using images and objects to prompt us, but despite our best efforts, they necessarily fade. Tracing Presence Through Absence is an extraordinary exhibition, accompanied, by the way, by an eloquent and carefully researched dissertation. Lisa, you've been such a pleasure for Vedant Nanakshant and I to supervise. Intelligent and thoughtful, self-motivated and resourceful, as well as committed and receptive to input. All these qualities you possess have led to a show that I think is a very engaging and moving one, and which I'm so pleased and proud to have up in this space. So thank you very much for the wonderful work you've done.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. So firstly, I would like to give my sincerest appreciation to my supervisors, Professor Brenda Schmalman and Mr. Vedant Nanakshant, for both of your infinite support, patience and understanding. Thank you for sharing your invaluable knowledge, resources and experiences with me throughout the duration of my studies, as well as allowing me the privilege to work independently. I have learned a lot and grown tremendously within the last 2 years under your guidance. I would like to extend further thanks to the staff members with the Department of Visual Arts at UJ, Professor Karen Van Wey, Professor Kim Berman, Mr. David Payton, Ms. Shani Sunny Nachia, I don't know if she's here, Mr. Gordon Froud, and Ms. Bronwyn Findley, for their consistent engagement and constructive criticism of my studio work. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank all of my colleagues at Saatchi for your helpful criticism of my research and studio work as well. Thank you so much. Special thanks goes to Colleen Winter, who, when experiencing moments of uncertainty, helped restore my faith in my ability to complete this journey. Thank you for all your wonderful and insightful conversations. I would also like to thank Chelsea Rowley for all her help in setting up this exhibition with me. And further thanks also goes to Paul Mills for his help technically with my video. And then I wish to express my deepest gratitude to my mother, Mandy Linossi, and my partner, Leandro Vicente, for your endless support and unconditional love throughout this process. Thank you. I would like to thank all of my friends at UJ for their support throughout this process and making this such a wonderful journey. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.